Hey, what's up? You're interested in both saving money and living a nomadic life or traveling full-time? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about exactly how much money I save every month by leaving that 9 to 5, not living that traditional lifestyle, and living nomadically full-time. Let's go right now. Believe it or not, living as a nomad actually reduces your cost of living while increasing your quality of life. Unless you're a 7 or 8 figure entrepreneur, well then probably living nomadically is only just gonna change your location. But if you're an average person, then I would say that living a nomadic life does in fact save you money and give you a better lifestyle. So if we're talking about how much money nomads are gonna save every month compared to living a traditional lifestyle, well, we have to talk about the 3 biggest expenses that nomads encounter. Number 1 is your rent, your housing, and your utilities. Number 2 is transportation. Number 3 is the food you eat. As a nomad, your rent and housing is going to vary substantially from what normal people are living. If you're living in one of the big cities in the United States and you're spending, say, $1,500 to $2,000 per month, imagine if all that money could go back into your pocket because you're living as a nomad. When it comes to transportation, it seems like Americans drive way more than anybody, and obviously that will rack up your costs in gas, insurance, time, maintenance, repairs. Living as a nomad can reduce that by completely eliminating the need for a vehicle at all. And the third of the 3 big expenses is obviously your food. Now, food in the United States is really expensive, both in restaurants and in grocery stores. Even if you're using things like Costco or Aldi, it's super expensive compared to places like Mexico or Colombia or Spain, other places I've lived. But if you are in a reduced living space or you're moving around more, it makes it easier to not stock up on a large amount of food where you're throwing all your money away, and you can really just invest in the fresh, delicious food that you're eating day by day. And that means less waste, which saves you more money. So the less expensive things that are going to impact your budget as a nomad are going to start off with your internet and cell phone bill. This is another place that Americans really get robbed. I can't believe how much we pay for data in this country compared to other countries around the world. And of course, you also have your costs of entertainment. Now, this could obviously go through the roof if you wanted to, but again, there are ways to definitely save money on entertainment and enjoy your life every day without spending a ton of money. Another less common expense is going to be the passports and the visas that you'll need if you're going to live nomadically. Of course, you can live nomadically in your own country and you wouldn't need them. There are also the infamous healthcare costs that are associated with being an American. And this is one area where we really get screwed, which makes it the perfect area to save a ton of money every month. And a less common expense might be student loans. And again, this is very American-centric. I know that other countries, students have student loans as well, but in the United States, we really get gouged. So thankfully, there are ways to save money on student loans as a nomad. Obviously, your location will be incredibly important when determining your cost of living, because if you're living in the United States, for example, you could take yourself to Mexico today and cut your cost of living virtually in half. But you don't necessarily have to change countries. For example, if you're living just in California, you could probably save thousands of dollars a month in taxes just by moving out to Iowa. And if you are living as a nomad and decide to move out of the country, Mexico isn't even one of the cheapest countries to live in. There are places where you could cut that cost of living in half again. Very important is also your mode of transportation. As we discussed in the United States, we put so much money into our cars and driving every single day, but you could live in a place like Barcelona, Spain, where they have a really solid public transport network. When I was there, I didn't once need to have my own transportation, and I was able to get all over the city. Really inexpensive. I think it cost me about $40 to $50 for an entire month to get myself and my daughter all over town, and that was including taking her to school, bringing her home, and going out for adventures on the weekends. Your lifestyle and the personal choices you make are going to greatly impact how much money the nomadic life is going to cost you. I mean, think about it. You could stay in your traditional job and save up $4,000 so you can go to an all-inclusive resort for 1 week in Mexico, or you could just become a nomad and live on that beach for $1,000 to $1,500 a month. So it obviously won't be a surprise to you that the nomadic life doesn't automatically drop your cost of living. It's a lot up to you. And in fact, the nomadic life could end up being more expensive if you play it incorrectly. How much money do do I save every month by living the nomadic life? At my 2-bedroom place in Michigan right now, I'm spending about $1,000 a month between rent and utilities. Now I am going to save probably about $200 every month just for repairs or maintenance, any kind of unexpected emergencies that come up in the RV, so I reckon I'm going to save about $800 a month on rent. Now your transportation costs might actually break even, because if you're going to live in an RV, for example, well, they obviously cost a lot of money to put gasoline in them. But say you're using the infrastructure of big cities, well then your transportation costs are basically just going to be the buses or the metros or taxis, and of course the flights that you are taking. So I would say that overall the transportation costs are going to roughly break even, but you're going to save a lot of time and hassle not owning your own vehicle. If you do have your own RV, well then it's also your home, so you cut back on the amount of maintenance that you put into that. I briefly touched on the cost of food, but I really think that if you have a smaller space, then you just don't have the area to fill it with a bunch of crap food. So for me, I estimate that I save roughly about $30 a month on food, going from the traditional lifestyle to the nomadic lifestyle. Then we have to consider the cost of internet and phone. I mentioned the United States pays so much for data, it's insane. So if you have a $75 cell phone bill in the United States, again, down in Mexico, it's gonna be $20 to $25. So you can definitely save money on your internet and data costs if you're not attached to some wireless carrier that outcharges you in the United States like they're known to. But if you're gonna stay in the United States and live nomadically here, there is going to be a problem with your internet, and that's if, say, you're living in an RV, you really are gonna want to have your full-time internet, right? Well, the companies here in the United States don't like people doing that. That's why if you were to, say, just try to take the data off your phone and use it as a hotspot, you're only gonna get probably a maximum of 10 gigabytes a month. And that's not enough for nomads, especially since so many of us make money online, we need that data. So if you want some kind of router in the United States that's going to go with you anywhere you go and give you access to the internet all over the place, that can cost well over $100 per month. So when it comes to your internet and phone, living the nomadic life in the United States is actually going to cost you more money, about $80 more, I would say. I'm not going to say that you can definitely save money on entertainment, and I wouldn't even recommend it because I don't want you to be bored or not have an interesting and fun life. So entertainment costs, I'm just going to say break even. There's one little funny cost that nomads have to pay that traditional Americans don't, and that's the cost of passports and visa fees. American passports cost a couple $100s, but they last 10 years. It averages out to less than about $2 per month. For me in the United States, as a single dad with one daughter, my healthcare costs are going to run about $250 a month for premiums, and that's with roughly a $13,000 deductible every year. Now obviously compare that to the cost of healthcare in other countries where it can be completely free. My daughter was born in Hong Kong, for example, and spent 2 days in the ICU, and that cost $0. So when it comes to healthcare, I can save at least $250 a month on the premium. That's not even including the deductible that I would have to pay for any emergencies. If you have student loans, the average payment of which is $393 per month in the United States, well, you can save yourself that money by joining an income-driven repayment plan or an income-based repayment plan, and we'll put all that money back into your pocket. And again, if you want to know more about student loan repayment plans and living as a nomad, let me know down in the comments, because it's kind of a wonky topic and I'm not sure everyone is really interested. So let me know if you really want to see a video about that. At the end of the day, this hypothetical switch from a normal life to the nomadic life has saved us roughly $800 on rent and utilities, $30 on food, $250 a month on healthcare costs, and $393 a month on student loans. We had a few things break even, like transportation and entertainment, and we lost money on a few things like our internet and our passport costs. But overall, we are going to save $1,391 per month living as a nomad. And if you want to know how much money you would need in a savings account before you start a nomadic lifestyle, well, go ahead and click right here. If you're interested in investing as a nomad, go ahead and click right here. And please subscribe to the channel so I can see you in the next one, my fellow nomads. Peace.